Well, Survivor Series definitely got us talking. Whether it's good conversation or bad conversation, we got us talking. We're going to talk about a couple of things. Mainly, again, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, um, because I've watched a bunch of different reviews from other reviewers from other YouTube shows, podcasts, and
And I've watched the match 3 times.
of, you could do that, and you could do that from now until Raw ends. You could do that probably 5 times actually, from now till
How
Raw.
many times could I watch it
So you can watch it at least 2 times. It's so yeah. But anyway, there's a couple other things kind of wanted to talk about too. I guess the two other things kind of coexist together a little bit, or coincide, I should say. Um, Apparently, Shane McMahon may have been seriously injured, or not necessarily seriously injured, but injured after the. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say the word, but I got to say it. The botched spear.
It wasn't botched.
It I feel like it was and it wasn't. Like, it wasn't Roman's fault. It wasn't Shane's fault. It was just, unfortunately, with that spot, how he landed. So it wasn't really something that they could really do anything.
LOL. Let's blame Roman because wow.
That's probably what people are doing, but if you watch it back, it wasn't his fault. It just happens. So he's apparently injured. From what I'm hearing, I don't really know. I don't know how serious it was. But another thing that's been going around is Randy Orton sort of broke heel character and went over to kind of comfort Shane McMahon's son, which I thought was kind of cool. Everyone on Twitter and everything is giving a lot of respect to Randy Orton for that. He tweeted out, I'm a father and I know what it's like when shit goes sideways, as he said, in a match when you have kids. So I kind of thought that was kind of cool that he would break that character and go over and kind of comfort his son, make sure he knows, he's going to be okay, things like that. But any thoughts on Shane McMahon or Randy Orton?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily a botched spear. Like, it's a Roman's spear is high anyway. It's high, so there's more of a risk of injury just because if he goes too high, especially catching him like that, it's a little difficult. But yeah, like I don't necessarily think it was necessarily on either end. It was necessarily anybody's fault. I just think it was kind of the way the land was. There's no way to comfortably land from that. There just isn't. But LOL, wrestling fake. So but but I just feel like definitely something you don't want to see. But I feel like Shane gets hurt in every match. Like, I don't know why he even brings his kids. I'll be honest, he probably gets hurt in every match because he does stupid things. So, he does dumb things. So, but to put the blame on Roman because LOL Roman, stop it, just stop it. Good God. Toronto crowd frustrates me more than anything about their just hatred for Roman because the popular thing to do. Like, like I don't understand. Um, but yeah, like I like that Randy, did comfort Shane's son. I thought that was, I actually this is the first time I heard it, so I thought that is pretty cool though. For him to kind of break character and do that. And I get that. I understand that. Not I act like I'm a father. Okay, I don't understand it from that aspect, but I understand the concept behind it. Um, but yeah, like I get what he's doing. And Shane obviously couldn't do it for himself, so someone had to do it, and Randy's like the veteran presence and everything. So I get it. I get it. But yeah, like I mean, you know, that's one of those things that I'm surprised more people didn't get mad about because LOL, you can't break kayfabe in wrestling. LOL. Like, it's, it's a weird. I bet you Jim Cornette was probably Jim Cornette was probably pissed. Jim Cornette was probably like, "They got it." Hey, babe, that's why wrestling's dead. Like, let's be honest about what Jim Cornette thought about this. I mean, I'm breaking kayfabe right now. Half my green screen fell down. They go.
Jim Cornette's probably like, that's why wrestling's dead. Chikara sucks. This isn't Chikara. Oh, Lucha Underground sucks. This isn't Lucha Underground. WWE sucks because they fired me. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that he did that. But also, before we get into the Goldberg, kind of in the Goldberg thing, did you hear the Toronto crowd chanting Goldberg? They couldn't even do it in sync. It was like, Goldberg, Goldberg, Goldberg. I'm like, just chant all at the same time. It's not that hard.
Yeah, the bad part about it is not that difficult. like it's really not. Like, didn't they do that with the yes chants too, though? They're like, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. What are you doing, Toronto? That's why you got called America tonight. Oh, goodness. Yeah, like, what is up with Toronto? What is up with Toronto? Darn it.
But
or Montreal, as Michael Cole called them.
But anyway, we wanted to kind of come on again and talk about the epic, built up, huge match, the monsters clashing in
the beast, the monster, the animal versus the beast, the monster, the animal. It's like, is that what it is?
I mean, yeah, we're still kind of upset, I think, but I think the more you think about it, it makes sense. But the build-ups were horrible. I think, for me anyway, like, I get that, Goldberg's shoulder was a little bit tweaked, and he hadn't really trained as much as he probably should have for a match.
This man hurt himself in a segment. He should be ashamed of himself. You know how you know how people get hurt? Like, people like get seriously and like tear their ACL when they're trying to celebrate. That's what this is to me. Like, this man got hurt during a segment. He shouldn't beat Brock Lesnar.
But I think, like, I'm excited for this ECW thing coming up. But anyway, got distracted. Saw Taz, and I'm like,
what the no disqualification match for the Universal title?
No,
same thing, right?
The thing after Raw. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's making a little bit more sense tonight after the opening segment on Raw. Apparently, they did. Goldberg did sign a little bit longer of a deal to go up through, I guess, Royal Rumble, and then he talked about a possible one last title run. Please, God, WWE, don't give him the fruit roll-up. Do not give that man the fruit roll-up. Give him the world title. Do not give him the Universal.
So Goldberg brings back the big gold belt, right? That's what's gonna happen.
I'd be okay with that. I would be fine with that. But I mean, I still think that they, people are saying that it didn't ruin Goldberg's pop factor or must see factor, and I mean, yeah, but if you think about it, they built Lesnar up for, I think it's like 2.5 years. 2.5 years as a monster that nobody can beat. This man defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania, something that no one could do. Nobody.
Still mad about to this day.
Yeah. And then Goldberg just comes in, and I just think it wasn't good booking. I agree with some people that obviously we didn't want to see like a 10-15 minute match between them. But
I did. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see them for 20 minutes just make faces at each other. Yeah, yeah.
that would have been better. That would have been better than just a non-believable spear jackhammer done. Because that's what we got. That is what we got. That
So, what exactly is hurt on Goldberg? I'm curious about that.
apparently something with his shoulder, I guess.
Okay, because he doesn't do his little freaking like. I was excited to see him do his little after he does his spear. He does that freaking jump thing,
Yeah.
whatever. That he doesn't do that at all now, and I'm like, that no, darn it, Goldberg. I don't care how old you are, you still do that. I was, I like he doesn't do that anymore. I thought maybe it was like, but I get that with the shoulder too. That might actually hurt a little bit, but
Yeah. But any more thoughts on the match, or their plans for him in the future with the another title run, or
yeah, I'm definitely like I get the other side of the coin. I do. But I'm just not on that side of the coin, people. Like I get it, I do, I understand. Like, oh my God, shock factor, law, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I understand that. Like, it was cool watching the reaction. It was cool even watching the match over and over again 3 times because I could do that within the course of 2 minutes. But it, still, still, I don't understand. I don't think you book Brock Lesnar that strong for that long to have him just lose that quickly. I just don't like. And I was talking to Justin about this before. I was like, I don't think he gets his credibility back. How? How can you? He lost to a 50-year-old man. I think it's 49, but still almost 50. He lost to almost a 50-year-old man who hasn't wrestled in 12 years. Now I understand Brock Lesnar doesn't wrestle all the time, but it's been shorter than 12 years, guys. It has. And like I get it. Like, it's kind of the typical Goldberg match. But Goldberg had longer matches when he was facing bigger stars. I felt like. Now, albeit I wasn't like all the way here during the WCW time because I was like 3, but still, you know, but still, I feel like Goldberg had longer matches. Even the match at Mania 20 was longer than this. I mean, I'll be honest. I would have rather have seen them have a match where they just kind of threw each other around. I'm one of those people who still enjoys that power, the power matches. And this match would have been good just because of the build up to it. But because I think they were. I heard a rumor that they may be trying to do a Braun Strowman versus Big Show feud coming up, and like everyone is gonna cringe at that. But I'm actually really excited about it because you gotta think about it. Like I still get excited for like Braun Strowman freaking big mother. Anyway, I get excited for seeing Braun Strowman versus Big Show. I just get excited for because it's something like it's not like we see it all the time. It's not like they just like throw the biggest people. They do it a lot, but it's not like they do that like every single pay-per-view or every other pay-per-view for that matter. They do it once a year, maybe every other year, maybe. So I still get excited about stuff like that. But and that's why I felt like this could have been a better match. Like, it would have been a good match regardless. Just because of the build up, because the crowd was into it. I was just excited to see him go at it again. Like now, like, and that's the thing. Like now, if Brock would have won the first match, right? Like if he would have won that match back at WrestleMania 20, and then Goldberg wins this one kind of as a one-upmanship, and he won it that quick. I would kind of get it because he's emotional. He lost the first one. He feels like he was slighted a little bit. I understand that, but I don't know. I don't know. I just the other side of the argument. I get the shock and awe factor. I get the Goldberg is a major star and all that, but still like like that's like I came with this analogy today. That's like pulling Chuck Liddell out of retirement and telling him to go up against, well, Conor McGregor's not in the same weight class, but like you know what I'm saying? Like go against. I don't know who the heavyweight champion is right now because I don't watch UFC like that. But like that's like pulling, for example, like that's like pulling um Chuck Liddell. That's like pulling him out of retirement, saying, we're gonna bring you back. One more fight, Chuck. One more fight. I love Chuck Liddell. I love the Iceman. But still, that's like pulling him out of retirement 5, 10, 12, for example, 12 years later, and saying, go win and he beats, let's just say, Anderson Silva, one of the best fighters in the world in his prime. Like, it just doesn't make logical sense to me. Like it wouldn't make sense. Like I get the knockout blow thing, but if you're gonna make that comparison, then let's make a logical comparison. And I get that, but I mean, and he still could have entered the Royal Rumble tonight. Like it wouldn't have been an issue. He still, like, the thing about it is Brock, he's been building up this steam for so long. Goldberg's steam just kind of, it's been there, but it just kind of came because he came back. So even if he would have lost last night, in a good match, he would have tried to get retribution by going into the Royal Rumble. That would have been fine to me. But yeah, that was kind of my issue with it is I just didn't like that it was so short.
Yeah,
Like I don't think you build up a main event for one of your big four. Like if this would have been at Roadblock, end of the whatever they're calling it, fine. If this would have been at Battleground, fine. This was at Survivor Series though. This is a big four pay-per-view and you had a minute long main event. Just not my cup of tea.
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is just the buildup of Brock Lesnar over like we said, the 2.5 years or whatever. I think let's say if Lesnar also hadn't been in the ring for 12 years, if they both hadn't been in the ring for 12 years and WWE brought them back and built up, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg again after 12 years, blah, 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 then a match like this would have been okay because you wouldn't have that huge, they would have been the same as they were 12 years ago build-up wise. It wouldn't be like the Lesnar wouldn't be the monster that he's supposed to be. Whatever, he wouldn't have defeated the Streak. We are still mad at that.
I am curious though. I do have a point because I saw this on Facebook and I definitely agreed. Now TNA, because LOL TNA gets all the criticism. Now if TNA brings in, it could have even been Goldberg. But if TNA brings in somebody like this, right, and they have this style of match, however the match plays out, whatever. But just bringing that guy in, all this hype around Goldberg coming back. But then if TNA did it, like I just think it's funny because if TNA did it, it would have been like, why they bring this old guy back, right? Like same scenario, similar scenario at least. But like they've been like, why are they bringing this old guy back? And I don't really get that double standard. I get that WWE's like it's number one, it's the best number one, and it's the number one. I get that. I understand that, but I just thought it was funny because somebody had mentioned that. Like I mean, I saw a lot of dumb things on the internet. Someone was talking about how, which that point wasn't dumb, but this one was. This guy, I wish I could find it. I don't think you saw it, but he was reviewing Takeover. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I know where it is. It was in the wrestling group. Shucks. It was in the wrestling group Intelligent Wrestling Discussion. I was like, this man is not intelligent at all. I was gonna share it with you, but I could not. It wouldn't actually let me share it. I should have. I should have just screen shared it or whatever. But let me see if I can find it real quick. But basically, he was like, Vanilla Midget number one versus. But I'm like, what? I'm like that was every match. That was literally every match. And he was like, it was like something about like skinny sushi dude for the main event versus fake Samoan. And I'm like, what? Like, did you watch it? Like, like I've been as critical as anyone could be against NXT this year. But two, let me see if I can find it. But two, like I understand good matches when they're good matches. I get it that we can't give WWE any credit because Law's the main roster, but still,
I
I
mean,
don't.
it kind of going to that NXT thing or that TNA, comparisons. I get, obviously, we had this match that was a squash match, but people are still like, "Oh, it's amazing! Brock or Goldberg's back! Oh, it's the greatest thing." But honestly, it is true. If they did the same thing on TNA, if they brought Goldberg in against Lashley and did the same thing where he just squashed Lashley, everyone would be like, "Oh, that's bullshit!" Blah blah
Shoot,
blah.
people were mad because Eddie Edwards beat Lashley. People were mad because Eddie Edwards beat Lashley, and Eddie Edwards has been built up pretty well.
Again, but that was a longer match.
Yeah.
Look, that wasn't a minute and 25 seconds.
Yeah.
But any
Oh goodness. But yeah, like
while you're looking up that, any thoughts on the title, possible title run that I asked you before, and you kind of skipped
oh, I forgot about that. I did. I meant to talk about that. I did. Um. Yeah, I'm excited though. I am. I'm excited. To see kind of if they pull the trigger on this because the one thing about Kevin Owens is like Kevin Owens. I love Kevin Owens, and I don't want to see him lose the title because I hate that he's known as a transitional champion. I've said it before, but still. Um, but I would like to see a Goldberg run. I kind of would. Um, and he beat Brock Lesnar that quickly. So just, but I don't know.
I mean, I think
Oh, I found it by the way. I'll read this to you guys here in a second. But but yeah, like I mean, I think it would be cool to see it. I think he's over enough to get it. To where they, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't even be mad if Brock Lesnar baited him into a WrestleMania match for the title. Now Brock Lesnar must win, and I would be highly upset with Brock Lesnar champion again. But still,
I
there's
mean
no way Goldberg can go 3-0.
the thing about it that I'm not sure about it, or brings up questions for me is, I think it would be cool. They've done this with a couple legends that came back. They did this with the last time The Rock held the title. It was kind of a one more run thing. I think one more run would be cool, depending on how they did it. Now, I don't know if he is specifically technically considered coming back a Raw or SmackDown superstar or just a part timer. Because I would personally rather him win again, and it is the freaking ugly title. I don't want to see him with the fruit roll up strap thing. But I think also, if he wins the title, who is he going to win it from? When's the match going to be? There's kind of all these questions that you kind of, that kind of dictate how good the match is going to be and if it's going to be believable. It's got to be somebody that can work with him in his, I don't want to say old age, but he is 49. So you got to have somebody who can work with him, make a good match without, injuring him or getting injured themselves because LOL, Lesnar and Goldberg can't wrestle. It's a fact. They don't know what it's always been that way. It's not something that oh, he's back, he can't wrestle. He couldn't wrestle back in WCW. It's just a thing. He couldn't. But anyway, so I would be curious as to who he would, if he won the title, who he would win it from, which title it would be. Because I think there are a couple, matches that would kind of be dream matches. You always have those, and it was kind of the same with Sting coming back. You have those dream matches of, if this guy from this generation had a match with this guy, what would it be like? We could kind of get that now. Now, hopefully, it wouldn't be Seth Rollins and he wouldn't try to do the buckle bomb and put Goldberg into retirement like he did with Sting. I'm just saying it happened, but that kind of brings those questions up for me. Who he would win it from, which title, what pay-per-view would it be at the Royal Rumble? It obviously wouldn't be at the Royal Rumble because that's where you win the Rumble and win the chance at the title. So, I mean, I don't know. Does he win it at WrestleMania?
I don't know. I don't. That's a tough one. I don't know because like you got that aspect where he could win it like at Mania if he won the Rumble. But do you want to wait that long? Is the thing. Like because he's got all the momentum in the world now. I guess you could say.
I think,
and do you put the belt on Lesnar? Do you put the belt on Lesnar, and then Lesnar's got that even more of a chip on his shoulder to keep the title going in the Mania. Everybody's thinking Goldberg's gonna win because he's already beaten him twice. He beat him in one of the quickest matches in Survivor Series history.
I think you could build it up to WrestleMania. I mean, if you watch that review that I sent you with your boy freaking Braxton Sutter, I hate that man. I can't. He was talking about Survivor Series, but he kind of brought up a good point, surprisingly, that
as he often does.
Back in the 80s and even in the early 90s, these big pay-per-views were built up for months. So he doesn't have to have matches, but as long as you have him come in, do a promo here or a segment here or there, you could, have him have the match at Royal Rumble, win the Rumble or whatever, and then build him up until, WrestleMania. I mean,
but who do you think he should face?
If they can build up Rock Cena for an entire year, they can build up Goldberg for a couple months. That's the thing. I don't know who he would face. I don't know.
I'll be honest, because I just want to see Brock Lesnar win. I just want to see Brock Lesnar beat him. I don't know, like, because I feel like Brock Lesnar, the only way he can even remotely get his steam back is to beat Goldberg. That's the one thing he hasn't done. Like if anything, that is the one thing he hasn't done. It's beating Goldberg. Now, albeit, will Goldberg put anyone over? Lost. No, probably not. Because it's Goldberg, but
where would he beat him? Because
well, that's what I'm thinking. Do they put the title on Lesnar
and then have Goldberg win it from Lesnar?
No, put the title on Lesnar, and then that forces Goldberg to face Lesnar again.
So Goldberg doesn't get the title run that he's trying to get, is what you're telling me.
I don't know. I don't know. It's tough because like I just want Lesnar to be Goldberg. It's like it's the one thing he hasn't done. He's done everything ever.
He can beat him at SummerSlam. There we go. Yeah.
That could happen. Now I don't know how. Like we know how impatient wrestling fans are, so I don't know if they'll last that long.
I mean, they waited a year for Cena Rock.
But I mean, I think they would like that build up though, because like you're still gonna eventually get what you want. You still don't know when.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, Survivor Series is gonna come back around again, and Goldberg's still gonna, Goldberg's gonna have the title at that point. Then they can throw that around like, oh my God, Goldberg! A year ago, Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in a minute 24 seconds, and now he's the world champion or the universal, the whatever championship they're gonna have by then. Who knows? Cruiserweight champion. No, well, you can't technically. Maybe. I don't know. You never know.
I mean, his thigh might be able to go for the cruiserweight title. I think maybe, but yeah, that was kind of our added conversation on Goldberg Lesnar.
Real quick. Let me just read this to those people though. Real
Oh.
quick. So okay. So he says, let's get right into it. NXT Takeover sucked. I think this is Rabbit. This is actually Rabbit. Yeah, because remember he was talking about how he doesn't like NXT. He says first match: Ty Jobber versus Bobby Roode. Well, good thing it was Bobby Roode. Boring match, not much story, etc. Seemed like a match that I'd watch on Superstars. Match 2: Big Samoan guys versus Australian vanilla. Not gonna say that word. Gonna keep it PG. I don't remember one thing about this match. That should tell you everything. Match 3: Vanilla Midget number 1 and Vanilla Midget number 2 versus the Revival. I guess he likes the Revival. He actually said their names. Hey, fairly decent match. Wouldn't watch it twice though. Didn't take long for the Smarks to overrate this one. Match 4: Asuka versus Mickey Hot Lesbian James. Terrible match. Wow, I hate Asuka and don't care much for James. But wow, even I was expecting better. Match 5, formerly known as main event. Sushi Guy. Really? Really? Sushi Guy, really? Okay, Sushi Guy versus Fake Samoan. Boring. Just awful.
Wait.
The only thing.
This man calls the authors of Pain Samoan, but he calls an actual Samoan fake Samoan.
yeah. But anyway, only good thing to come out of this was Sushi Man. So now he's Sushi Man. Losing the belt. I'm glad I didn't spell losing because I probably would have lost it. Which in turn means he'll probably be on the main roster soon. Which means he'll continue the pattern of fake 5-star matches and having vanilla midgets killing WWE ratings. I rate this show a solid 1. This is his poster. Like now, like I am all for guys coming from WWE. I am. I'm for it. I get it. Like can't always go through the indies, but I don't think everyone that comes to the indies is a vanilla midget. Like I don't. It like they all have their own separate characters, guys. Like it's not like they're throwing them out there and being like, okay, you look like plain Jane. Good luck. No, like they have number 1. Tommaso Ciampa is the man ain't even vanilla. That man is like at least a coral, at least a caramel or something. Yeah, like come on, bro.
I mean, Johnny Gargano, he got a little bit of a tan there, you know.
But yeah, thoughts on that review? No, it wasn't actually Rabbit. I was just making that joke because Rabbit says he doesn't like NXT.
It actually brings up a serious question I have. Are we gonna get Sushi Man and Curry Man the tag team? I think that needs to happen. Like I think people just do stuff like that just to intentionally get like attention. Like just, I don't know. I don't know.
A couple haters.
I think a couple haters. So we had a naked Enzo on Raw. That happened.
He pulled it off though. He did. Like I love Alana because I think he was actually naked from what I could tell from the pixelated whatever. But it was funny because Like I think during those segments, you don't really know where to look, right? Like as far as especially if you're actually there. And Lana was like, I don't know what I don't know what to do. Oh God.
I mean, but I think the question is, and I have to do it. I have to. I just does she want the certified D?
I'm done.
Anyway, I think we're done with this video. As usual, we went off on just randomness. But anyway, we will be back tomorrow for a who do you sign? I don't know who we're going to decide between, but
It'll be at least 2 people in which we're gonna try to sign.
probably maybe like 1.5.
I sound like Casey when he reviews matches.
I get it. I got it. Okay. It's going to be tomorrow on Who Do You Sign? Vanilla Midget
Sushi Man or Curry Man, right?
No. Vanilla Midget number 1 or Vanilla Midget number 2.
Sushi Man or Vanilla Midget number 3.
Sushi Man or Curry Man. Who do you sign? I don't know. We'll figure that out. I don't know who that is, and I already hate them. I just hate them so much. Like there's legitimate like hate for wrestling. Like this was a bad match, but come on. Just, oh, God. Anyway.
If you hate it that much, why do you watch it? I'm just curious.
Well, that's how I knew it wasn't rabid, because he just doesn't watch WWE. He says it, he doesn't watch it. So how does he know that it? Anyway,
I feel like he wouldn't call Shinsuke Nakamura a sushi guy just because he's Japanese.
Yeah. But as usual, follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the flippity dippity with Curry Man and Sushi Man and Midget number 1 and Midget number 2 of the vanilla flavors. And yeah.